And welcome back to Pint Guilt-Free Torah. So the Jewish people are at the sea, and then the sea splits, and then they sing this song in praise. Thank you, God, for splitting the sea. Part of the words of that song are Ze Keli V'Anvehu. This is my God, and I will glorify him. If those who know the famous book by Herman Wouk, the Jewish novelist, wrote a book of introduction to Judaism called This is My God. That's where he got it from, this verse. But the entire verse is, this is my God, and I will glorify him. What do we learn from here? We learn from here, how do you glorify God? How's that possible? It means when you do a mitzvah, when you're buying an object of a mitzvah, make sure you get something nice. If you're wearing tefillin, buy a nice pair of tefillin. If you can't afford it, that's something else. But if your means allow you to, you should be buying the nicest possible tefillin. You put a mezuzah up at your house. Well, if you're living in a house that costs close to $1 million, why shouldn't you be spending a bit of money on a mezuzah? Not just a nice mezuzah cover, but the mezuzah inside. There are different levels of quality of handwriting, who wrote it, just like a piece of art. And you should buy a nice mezuzah. Whatever the mitzvah is, your talis, person's has a tattered old talis, why not buy a new talis? Zekeli v'anvehu. This is how I can glorify God. This is how I do things nicely for God when I have nice mitzvos, objects for mitzvos. So where do we learn this principle from? The Jews sang it in the middle of the Song of the Sea. So why would they be saying this idea? What connection is there between doing a mitzvah in a nice way and singing, thanking God for splitting the sea? And the answer is, the Mishnah says in Pirkei Avos, the Ethics of the Fathers, that at the sea, it wasn't just one miracle splitting the sea, there were actually 10 miracles. And Tzvi Cheshen says the following: you see that there are 10 miracles happen. We're not going to enumerate them all right now, but for example, one of the miracles was the land was dry. God could have just split the sea. That would have been enough. The Jews would have been thrilled to go through, even in muddy terrain. But no, God made it dry. It was an extra level of kindness. So to speak, kaviyachol, God goes out of his way, goes the extra yard. For what? For the Jewish people, to make our lives easier at the sea, to make more miracles than just splitting the sea, but to make it easy for us and comfortable for us. The fact that God went out of his way and went the extra mile for us, we also go the extra mile for God when we do mitzvahs. We want to do them in a nice way. The same way as if somebody becomes engaged, you don't just throw a diamond ring and say, here, take it, we're engaged. It's wrapped, or there's a special presentation, and it's in a box, and we give all gifts like that. You don't just give a gift, you wrap it, you do things nicely for people that you love. And so we have a relationship with God, and God has kept the Jewish people around for all these thousands of years. We want to do mitzvahs nicely. Zekeli anvehu. This is my God, and I will glorify him. This is how we do it, whether it's a pair of candlesticks, whether it's, I was in someone's home once, I saw a menorah that probably cost $2,500 to $3,000. You say, well, that's extreme. Well, if they're driving around in cars that are $90,000 each, and they're living in a home that costs $1.5 to $2 million, why not spend a few $1,000s on a gorgeous menorah? It really depends on who you are, what your level is. But whatever you're glorifying in your own personal life, whether it's your artwork, whether it's your house, whether it's your cars, whatever the case is, make sure you also remember as a Jew to glorify your Judaism. We do that through mitzvahs. Everybody have a wonderful day.